Hey friends, it's Jody Renshaw again from the Thrifty Pigeon and Studio 36. A few weeks back, probably longer ago than I remember, I asked y'all to participate in a reading book challenge with me where you pick a book, a thrifted book, either from your childhood or something that your kids read or something you believe in or something about your culture or anything like that, to read aloud and share with us. So I decided in doing mine that I would find the book that was my favorite during my childhood, but that I hadn't seen in years. So I went on eBay and I found the book. And if you remember right, when I looked through the book very quickly in an unboxing video that I did, I couldn't believe how sad the book was. Like, perpetually sad. It's like reading a series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. It just didn't seem to get better. Now, I haven't read the whole book through as an adult. I figure we'll do that together. I'm warning you right now. If this was my favorite book and you knew anything about my childhood, just be forewarned, you might need some therapy after. I have no idea why I loved this so much. We'll discover together. Maybe this will be a therapy session. So, I give you The Digging-est Dog by Al Perkins, illustrated by Eric Gurney. And I do remember, it was I can read it all by myself beginner book. And while we do that, the dogs are behind me. So, there's the puppy. Okay, so, this hairdo was not meant to be out in the world. It's just meant for me to feel not so hot. It's very sticky out today. But let's get to it, shall we? Let's do some therapy together. I love that dog. Okay, here we go. I have warned you. So, let's see. Let's move this up a little bit. Okay. All right, because I'm in a shadow, I think. All right. Somebody gave this to a child. And that child is going to need therapy. That was 1995, so they're my daughter's age. The Digging-est Dog. I was the saddest dog you could ever see. Sad because no one wanted me. The pet shop window was my jail. The sign behind me said, "For sale." I was tied to a bare, hard floor of stone. I could not even dig for a bone. I was living all of my life alone, a dog that no one wanted to own. And then one day, at 4:30, Sammy Brown came in the door. Sam took one look at me and cried, "Why are you tied up here inside?" So that's the good part. Oh, some more good part. I've always wanted a dog like you, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll take you out to the farm with me. You'll play outdoors where you should be. I felt as happy as a pup when Sam paid the man and picked me up. He rubbed my ears, he scratched my head. "I think I'll call you Duke," he said. Still good. Sam gave me a collar, he gave me a lead. We left that shop at tremendous speed. He's so happy. He's so happy. We went a long way out of town. We came to the farm of Sammy Brown. It was the nicest place I'd ever seen. A pretty white house in a field of green. And in the shade of the apple tree, a special doghouse just for me. Still good. Still good. Next morning, while Sam did his chores, he let me run and play outdoors. I never played outdoors before. I've always lived on that hard floor. I'd never run on nice soft ground. Now I barked with joy as I ran around. Sam looked at me and scratched his head. "Duke, you need some friends," he said, and blew his whistle. He blew a blast, and many dogs came running fast. I'd never met a dog before. Now I was meeting 6 or more. They walked around and looked at me. They looked me over carefully. Then at last I heard them say, "He's one of us. He'll be okay." One dog, who wasn't very big, suddenly began to dig. The others started digging too, but that was something I could not do. I'd never learned to dig in that store. How could I, on that stone-hard floor? I tried to dig, but alas, I couldn't. I wiggled my paws just wouldn't. I fell on my ear, I fell on my face, I fell on myself all over the place. Duke. And this is where it gets dark. The others said, "Duke may be big, but he's no good. He cannot dig." They stuck their noses in the air. They walked away. They left me there. "I'll teach you, Duke," cried Sammy Brown. "I'll show you how to dig deep down." He crouched beside me with his hand. He dug a hole in a pile of sand. I tried it too, but still I couldn't. I wiggled my paws. My paws just wouldn't. I'd never learned to dig in that store. How could I on that hard stone floor? Sammy sighed. I almost cried. My eyes and nose were full of dirt. My paws and claws and elbows hurt. I had a pain across my back. I knew I'd never get the knack. I believe in you, Duke. Sam felt sad and I felt bad. If only I could make him glad. We both knew I'd never get it right. Sam and I couldn't sleep that night. So when the sun rose in the sky, I thought I'd give it one more try. I wiggled one paw, I saw it could. I wiggled the other, I saw it would. I could dig with my paws, I could dig with my claws. I felt no pain across my back. I knew at least I had the knack. Sammy Brown looked out at me. He saw me digging happily. "Good for you, Duke," Sammy cried. "I knew you'd do it if you tried." Oops. So I dug farther. I dug faster. I dug and dug to please my master. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I dug up grass. I dug up weeds. I dug up daisies. I dug up seeds. I dug up the fence. I dug up the gates. I dug up the garden of Mrs. Thwaites. I dug up the rooster. I dug up the hens. I dug up the sheep and the pigs in their pens. What could go wrong? I dug and dug. I couldn't stop. I dug up the barber in his shop. I dug up Mr. Rodney Thayer, sitting in the barber's chair. I dug my way right through the town. I dug a lot of buildings down. I was having so much fun. I dug up Highway 81. You go, Duke. I came to a hill. I dug to the top. But all of a sudden, I had to stop. Right in front of me, looking down, there stood my master, Sammy Brown. I do not like this picture. Sam didn't smile or pat my head. He only glared at me and said, "I'm sending you back to that animal store. I'll tie you to that hard stone floor, and you'll never, never dig any more. Is there any redemption for this kid? Maybe this is why I never dated blondes. Okay? I couldn't run, I couldn't hide. Dogs came at me from every side. And then suddenly I knew there was just one thing for me to do. What should he do, guys? I am not happy with any of them. You wanted Duke to be the dig master of the planet. He is. And then you shame him. I ran away from Sammy Brown. Not a bad idea, Duke. I dug a hole that went straight down. I left him standing up on top. I dug and dug. I didn't stop. I mean, maybe there's a metaphor here about running away from your problems. I don't know. How deep I dug, I could not tell, but soon I found I dug a well. Mud and water up to my chin. What a fix I now was in. I started to sink. I started to yelp. Help, I yelped. Help, 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 help. I read this over and over. How did my heart not break? Now my Bailey looks a little bit like Duke. Where is my Bailey? Oh, my puppy's walking around. Look at him. I will never shame you. You listen right here, Mowgli. I will never shame you. I might correct you a little bit, but I could hear them way above my head. I could hear every word they said. One dog growled, "He wrecked our town. This serves him right. Just let him drown." But Sam, don't let your kids watch this. Okay? This is meant for you, not your kids. Don't put your kids in this kind of therapy. But Sam cried, "Duke." Oh my God, Sam. I can't even read these words. Here we go. I need a drink. I'm gonna do Tim's. I understand my childhood a lot now. But Sam cried, "Duke, you've been bad. You made me sad instead of glad. But we're not going to let you die." What a mensch you are, Sammy. "But we'll get you out. At least we'll try." Then at last I heard him shout, "Maybe we can pull you out." Better do something, Sam, or you'll be a murderer. Slowly, slowly down they came, each dog part of a long dog chain. I reached up, I touched a nose, I felt them lift me by my toes. Slowly, slowly, bit by bit, they dragged me up out of the pit. Okay, good. I thanked the dogs and Sammy Brown, and then I started back toward town. I knew I had to dig once more to fix things up as they were before. That's what I did. I dug back gates. I dug back the garden of Mrs. Thwaites. I dug back the roosters and the hens. I dug back all the pigs and their pens. I dug all day in the summer sun. I dug back Highway 81. I dug back everything in town, everything that I'd knocked down. Today, did I miss anything? No. Today when I dig, well, I'm careful now. I'm useful too. Sam lets me plow. He'll never send me to that store or tie me up on a hard stone floor. My dog friends watch and wonder why they can't dig as well as I. I'm coming back to this. Oops. Was that it? That's it? Okay, let's go back to that. So his worth and his value is only what he can do for Sam. No. No, Duke. No. You have value without serving others. And they shamed the heck out of you. And he threatened to bring you back to the store. And so in order for you not to hear that threat anymore or not to be sent back to the store, you're just going to people and dog please your whole life? No. And then it's the end. Like, shouldn't they have helped him? Like, didn't they egg him on? Shouldn't they have helped him put the town back together? I have really angry words for everyone in this book besides Duke. Yeah, everyone. Yeah. I mean, this, how did we go from this to I'm going to send you back? Because instead of redirecting you, correcting your behavior, helping you out, no, I'm just going to send you back. How do we go from that love to this? So here's the moral of this story. I hate this book. And I outgrew it. And it helps make sense of my childhood and some of my adult people-pleasing. And I am going to read a different book for the challenge. I think I learned something here. So I thank you for this, for coming on this journey with me. But this was a dry run for reading a much, much better book that hopefully redeems my childhood. How about a kiss for Little Bear? We could do that. So I warned you. But you know what? You know what? What's his name again? How could I have forgotten? What did he name him? Duke. I knew that. Everyone, my loves, my friends, your inner Duke, don't let anybody shame your inner Duke. If you don't know how to do something, don't let anyone shame you. Have them teach you. If you become so good at it, don't let anybody shame you. If someone treats you really, really bad, that says a lot about them. If they shame you, decide they don't want you, what is it Maya Angelou said? When someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. I think he deserves another family. I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to get too deep. But you know what? You let your inner Duke fly. You let your inner Duke fly today. I love you guys. I'm going to let my inner Duke fly. My puppies are going to let their inner Dukes fly. Okay, we got this. It was good. What we learned here was good. I love you so much. Bye for now.